Hi everyone, so for today's video we are going to try out the Mercury Retrograde palette from Huda Beauty. So today I used this palette for the first time, so this is going to be a first impression. So if you want to see my opinion on this palette and if you want to see how I achieved this look, you can just keep on watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos 3 times a week, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of my content. And that's it, so let's get started with the makeup. Alright, so let's get started. I am so excited. So I received this palette yesterday and I did a Instagram poll asking you if you wanted to see a first impression, and you did. So I really had to restrain myself and wait for today to swatch this palette. So if you know me, you know that I love my colors, my pink tones. So I'm so excited because these colors are right up my alley. We are going to get started. So I'm going to start by doing swatches. I'm going to show you close-ups. So I'm going to start by swatching the shade Cosmic. So I'm going to go row by row. And can I just say before starting, like, the packaging is so pretty. The only thing I would say, like, it is really pretty, but there's like a lot of plastic here, so I feel like it's really wasteful. But anyway, so let's start with the swatches. I need to shut up. Okay, so I'm going into the shade called Cosmic. Ooh, this is the kind of shade that I love to use all over the lid. But Cosmic is a really pretty shimmer pink shade. Next, I'm going to go into the shade called Utopia, which is a really pretty coral neutral shade. So I'm going to continue into the shade called Ultraviolet. So this is a violet shimmer shade. Next, we are going to jump into Nebula. Ooh, okay, I think that's going to be my reaction for all of these shades. Oh, that shade is really pretty. It's like a blue duochrome to like purple. Next, we are jumping into Mercury. Now this, I feel like it's like the star of the show. I feel like it has like a black base to it, so it's a really dark shade. And next, we are jumping into the shade called Haze. Now this, I'm really curious because every like turquoise blue shade I tried are really patchy and like chalky. This one seems pretty good, so I'm really excited to try this on my eyes. Next, we are jumping into the second row, so I'm going to start with the shade Off Balance. Next, we are going to go into the shade called Galaxy. Next, we are going into Libra, which is a really pretty mauve, almost pastel shade. Next, we are going to go into the shade Crash, which is a really pretty neutral brown shade. Next, we are going to go into the shade Momentum. Next, we are jumping into the shade Supermoon. This is a frosty white shade. I feel like it almost has a pink shift. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Vortex, which is a really deep, almost like purple shade. Next, we are going into the shade Hot Mess, which is a really pretty deep, like almost burgundy purple shade. Next, we have the shade Supernova. Next, we are jumping into Karma, which is a deeper brown shade. Next, we have Gold Glitch, which looks freaking intense. And last but not least, we have the shade called Frazzle. Ooh, okay, so this one is not as like intense and shimmery, but it does have a really nice like shift to it. So I think today I really want to go into like the very bright color shades. Neutrals for me is kind of a little bit boring. Alright, so I'm going to be priming with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is my trusty primer. I use this all the time. It never fails me, so that I really know how the eyeshadows are going to work on my eyes, because I really know and trust this primer. So I'm just going to start and dot a little bit of this on my eyelids, and I'm just blending this with my fingers. And I'm really making sure to put concealer from the inner to outer corner. I really want all of the eye space to have the same tackiness and be primed all over. So I'm going to start by using a JH33 brush. It's like a really small blending brush. And I'm going to start by going into the shade called Libra. Ooh. Now this is so pretty. There's a lot of payoff. Let's see how it's going to blend. So this shade, I'm mainly going to concentrate it on my outer corners, and I'm going to take it quite far on the outer corners as well. I really want this look to be extremely elongated today. Ooh, girl, this is pretty. And it's blending really nicely. All right. The first thing I noticed with this shade is that it's blending so nicely. Like, I don't really have to put any effort, and like usual, I'm really going to be messy on my under eye area because I'm going to clean that up after. I always like to start with my eyes before my complexion, especially when using new kind of eyeshadows that I never tried before, so that if I have fallout, I'm going to be able to clean that up with no problem. So I'm just taking my time, making this as intense as I want, and I'm going to take a JH32, which is just a bigger blender brush, and I'm just going to go over these edges. Oh great, now this is looking good. So next I'm going to go into the shade called Haze, which is the really pretty blue turquoise shade. I'm going to take that with my Lavish tapered blending brush, which is just a smaller blending brush, and I'm going to start and pack this on my inner corners. So I'm going to do a kind of gradient from blue to purple. Again, right away there's a lot of payoff and it's blending really nicely. So this shade, I'm not going to take it quite far up. I really want it to stay like close to my eyes. Ooh, this is blending so nicely. What the hell? Can you see this? This is so pretty. So I'm just going to go back and forth with the two shades, making sure I have the pigment that I want and the blend that I want. So I'm really just taking the time blending those two shades together to have a perfect, seamless transition. You can tell when I'm excited about eyeshadows. Like these are so pretty. Oh my god. Okay, I need to stop. I'm going to jump into the shade called Hot Mess, and I'm going to use that to just give a little bit more definition to my crease. I'm going to be using that shade with a JH40 brush, which is just a smaller blending brush, and I'm going to start and just pack this on my lid, and I'm just going to blend this going into the light purple shade. Alright, so in the pan this shade looks really deep, but on the eyes it's actually really light. I don't know if it's because I applied the Libra shade before and it's like just melting together. Ooh, okay, now this shade is starting to look a little bit patchy. Maybe they don't layer as well. I'm going to go back into the JH33 and I'm just going to blend some of that edge. Yeah, it's starting to like remove the eyeshadow I had underneath. I'm going to try and just pack it a little bit more. I'm not a fan of the shade. Hot Mess is maybe a little bit of a hot mess. Maybe on its own it would look pretty because now I'm starting to like, just because I feel like it's just blending into nothing and like it's blending into the light purple shade, so it's not really like picking up. Next, I'm going to cut the crease so that we can play with the shimmers on the lid. So I'm going to use a little bit more of my MAC Pro Longwear concealer that I have on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to take a flat brush with that concealer, and I'm going to be just cutting the crease, and I'm going to go all I'm going to go all the way, but then I'm going to bring it back. So I'm going to do kind of a wing with the concealer. Yeah, that purple shade. Oh, do you see this? The purple shade is like creasing. It's not looking good. I'm just going to take a very precise angled brush to create that V shape on the outer corners with the concealer. Alright, so I think I have the shape that I want. So next, what do we do on the lids? I'm going to go into the shade Cosmic with my finger, and I'm going to start and pack this all over the concealer we just applied. And go in. Ooh, yeah, I did a good choice. The Cosmic shade, it's, ooh, really pretty. And I'm taking a beveled brush and I'm just going to pack this on the outer corners, on the little V we created on the outer corners. The Cosmic shade is like not really picking up with a beveled brush or like any kind of brush. It's really well packing on with a finger, but it's not really doing much with a brush. So I'm going to take the shade called Super Moon, and I'm just going to take that shade and pack it in the inner corner of my eye just to give a little bit more definition and dimension and make my inner corners look a little bit more bright. Ooh, this is pretty. I'm just going to take a wipe and I'm going to clean the shape that I have right here. I'm going to do the other eye off camera. I'm probably going to finish up my complexion and everything, and I'm going to finish up my eyes afterwards. So I will be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I have my brows. I finished up my complexion. If you want to know what's on my face right now, you can check the description box. I will leave all the products that I used today. But yeah, so let's continue with the palette. So I'm going to finish up my under eye. I'm going to take a tiny brush. This, I don't even know. This is from the brand Eco Tools. I have no idea where this brush is coming from or where I got it, but I'm going to be taking a very small precision brush, and I'm going to take the shade called Haze, and I kind of want to do something very different, so I think I'm going to put this in my very inner corners. Ooh, that's bright. Oh, those shades are blending so nice. I really like them. And I kind of feel like leaving it like this. I really like it's different. Like there is nothing on the outer corners. I really like this like blown out blue inner corner right here. So I'm just going to smoke it out a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave everything like this. And I'm going to be using the shade Super Moon with a JH39 brush. And I'm going to pack this in my inner corners for a inner corner highlight. Yeah, this shade is freaking intense. Ooh, look at this. This is pretty. I'm also going to put, no, I'm not going to put this on my brow bone. I kind of want all the shine to be like on the lid and the inner corner. I am going to put on some mascara, and I think I might put on some false lashes. All right, everyone, so here we have it. This is the finished look, and I am obsessed. I really love it. I feel like this could be a really nice summer look with the glossy skin and the nice shimmer on the lids. So let's get back to the palette. The palette is the star of the show after all. Now, let me say my final opinion on this is that it's so worth it. It's so pretty. I'm not sure if it's worth like the full $88 because I bought it on sale. I would pay $50. I think it's at $50 right now, so I would pay $50 for this. $88, I don't think so. If you really love Huda Beauty, if you really want to support her, then go ahead. And if you like these colors, you can totally go ahead. It's really good quality. All of the matte shades that I used blended super nicely. There's a lot of payoff. The only shade I had a little bit of difficulty trying to work in was this shade right here. Now, I'm probably going to do more looks using this palette, trying more of the deep shades. So if you want to see more looks of me using this palette, you can let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to do that for you. But yeah, I'm really curious to try more of these deep shades because I did have a little bit of difficulty getting payoff. And all the shimmers, let me say, are freaking amazing. They're so pretty. But anyways, I would say this palette is really worth it. I really enjoy it. I really love the colors in this palette. If you know me, you know that I love my pinks, my colors, my shimmers. So this palette I feel was made for me. But anyways, so if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like. You can also subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos 3 times a week, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of my content. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.